Here we go, folks, it's time for another starting 11 prediction video, but the first things first, what a shout for me on Saturday, by the way. That's probably the best starting 11 prediction I've ever done. I thought Beaton would come back into the team, we'd go back to 3-5-2, Christie would come back in and start. Got it right, 11 out of 11. I think that's maybe 8 or 9 times this season, so I'm doing alright. I know it's been a while since I had one, but I'm doing alright, and that was a brilliant shout, if I do say so myself, at the weekend. This is a massive game against Livingston. This is probably the toughest hurdle, other than going to Ibrox, that we've got in the running. We've got a terrible record here. Livingston have won their last 7 at home in all competitions. They've only conceded 2 goals in that time. They've got the 3rd best home record in the league, behind us and then Rangers. They're sitting 5th in the league. This is a huge test for us. We've obviously struggled going there. Beat 2-0 in October. Who can forget that? Dismal performance that day. We haven't scored there since Livingston were promoted back into the Premiership. So this is a massive test for us. And I really hope the players are going to have that game in October in their minds coming into this one. They need to be right at it for the word go, because if we can get by this game, get a win, that's a massive, massive stride towards the title. Get straight to the team. In goals, Fraser Foster. No surprise he's there. I think we're going to stick with the 3-5-2. So Near Beaton obviously came in, as I predicted on Saturday. I tell you that already, by the way. Near Beaton, right hand side, centre half. I thought he'd done alright at the weekend. The pitch was obviously no great. I think you can see with Beaton though, when he comes in, he's done good jobs when he's been called on this season. He doesn't play a lot of games. He's happy to be a squad player, but when he comes in, he does well. And I think he's actually a better centre half than he is a midfielder. I think that's why he's converted, obviously, since Rodgers came in, was when he took that step back. But I think he's a much better player with the game in front of him. I think he's a wee bit too slow to be playing in midfield, and I think he's really benefited for that move to centre half. So I think he will keep his place. And then obviously Jullien and Ayer alongside him. Ayer's obviously a doubt with this one. Apparently I picked up a strain at the weekend there. I think he'll be fine. Neil Lennon said they were waiting. I think he'll be alright. Jullien, this is obviously a big game for him as well. Lyndon Dykes caused him and Ayer no end of problems back in October. And we've seen them struggle with big physical presences. We really need to get a hold on Dykes. He needs to stay focused in this game. He doesn't need to get involved. He get involved in needless stuff the last time. Lost his concentration, lost his head. So we need the defence to deal with that physical threat and then go on the front foot and attack them and try and win the game. We can't have any of this. Letting them come on to us, letting them be physical, us resorting to the long ball. We've got to impose our style as early on as possible in this game and set the tone to go on and win it. So back 3, James Forrest on the right hand side. He's another one. Neil Lennon said he picked up a dead leg. I fully expect him to be alright for this one. I thought if anything, he was probably the most creative on Saturday. We were much better in the second half, struggling in the first half. He obviously wins the free kick with it burst down the right hand side. Christie swings it in, it goes in. Scrappy goal, scrappy game, but we got the victory in the end. I fully expect Forrest to keep his position on the right hand side again as a wing back. This is quite a narrow pitch. We struggled with width the last time we went there, but I think with the 3-5-2 it gives a lot more attacking options and it gives Livingston something different to deal with the 2 up front. Over on the other side, at left wing back, I think this is going to be a game for Johnny Hayes. Greg Taylor, at the weekend I thought, wasn't he brilliant? Still dividing opinion. There's a couple of guys behind me absolutely slating him in the first half, whereas I do speak to a lot of people who are really positive about him and they think he's doing well. But he's definitely still dividing opinion. I think this is a game where we're going to see Johnny Hayes come in at left wing back. Neil Lennon trusts him. I think it might be a obviously tough physical game against Livingston. We know what it's like, and I think Hayes is suited to that. In midfield, Scott Brown and Callum McGregor. Brown back in the team. I thought in the first half again, maybe looked a wee bit lethargic, as if he's still struggling with that. I think it was his calf strain that he picked up in the first leg in Copenhagen. But he got through the game fine. Fully expect him to start in front of them. The match winner, Ryan Christie, he will keep his place. He's another one that's got obviously a point to prove after that game in October. He got sent off early doors. It's easy to forget with how the rest of that game unfolded, how poor we were, that we did have 10 men for the best part of 70 minutes. But he will want to right the wrongs of that game. And he's so important for us in terms of bringing energy into the team. And I think that's important for us. We can't give Livingston any oxygen in the game at all. As I said before, we've got to start on the front foot, attack them for the word goal, and go and win the game. I think Christie's integral to that. Rogic impacted the game positively, Neil Lennon said that on Sunday, but I don't think he's done enough to start, and I don't think this is the ideal game for Tom Rogic. I think we need high energy, and I think Christie's vital in terms of that. And up top, obviously, Lee Griffiths, Nodston Edouard. As I say, those two together, creatively, I think can pose Livingston problems. We need to bring something different in these games. We've really struggled in a creative sense away at Livingston. We know the pitch is a problem, it's a big factor. But if you look at that game, first league game after the winter break, we go away to Kilmarnock, Griffiths and Edouard up top. Some of the combination play was really good, even though that was early in their partnership. On the plastic surface, we created and we won the game comfortably, and then that's what we have to go and do tomorrow. That's the team I've went with. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you tomorrow after the game. Thank you.